Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Port Charles 411. So Amanda stayed home on Sunday and we did not record the 411 because she was sick, which fair, absolutely. And Monday morning I woke up sick and we were supposed to do it Monday night. So now it's Tuesday and we both sound wonderful. Yay.
Mm-hmm. This will be our worst episode ever because we both are dying.
No, I'm fairly certain this will not be our worst. But yeah, apologies right now for the coughs or for, I feel like I can't understand me and sometimes my head gets clouded and I kind of just stop halfway through my sentences. It's great.
Nice.
But it's a 411 that is written. So I should have less of a chance of doing that.
Right, exactly. Thank you for writing it up so we just have to read and not think. I appreciate that this week.
Yes. So today we are discussing the mob princess storyline of Kristina Corinthos Davis. It's one that we've kind of referenced on and off. I feel like it's one of the worst storylines ever. I think fair to say. I feel like that's a general consensus.
Yep. It's got to be in like the top 5 of the worst.
Yeah, it really didn't fit. It felt like they were definitely trying to change Kristina, but go in the exact opposite direction.
Yeah, it was so against the character. I don't know if they thought since they had a different actress for a while, if that would make it play out or what, but it was just so against who Kristina was and who Kristina has become to be. It really is just the most awful.
Yep. So it was in 2012. I'm using the General Hospital fandom. After much speculation and rumors as to whether Lexi Ainsworth would return to the role, several sources reported that the show was looking to bring Kristina back to Port Charles. Finally, on April 17th, 2012, TV Line reported that actress Lindsay Morgan had been cast as Kristina and would make her debut on May 25th, 2012. Morgan explains during an interview that she was unaware what role she was auditioning for, as only a vague character description was released instead of the character's name, which I heard is pretty common when they're recasting roles. They don't really give names.
Right.
The producers put Morgan through a chemistry test with her potential on-screen parents, Maurice Bernard and Nancy Lee Grahn, which was something that hadn't been done in years. According to a post on Twitter by Morgan and Nancy Lee Grahn, who plays Alexis Davis, Morgan's role as Kristina is contract. Oh, so this would have been back in 2012 when they were sharing this. She was a contract cast. Mm-hmm. However, on March 26, 2013, almost a year after Morgan debuted as Kristina, Lindsay announced she had been let go from the series. Morgan announced via Twitter that my time in Port Charles has come to an end. Her last appearance was on March 4th, 2023. However, during her time as Kristina, Morgan was nominated for a Daytime Emmy for Outstanding Younger Actress in 2013.
You said 23 a minute ago. You meant 13.
Yeah. 2013. Yep.
Just to clear that up.
Yeah, we're going to see how this reading thing goes. I just spoke so highly of. And then they have a characterization, which I like because, as we just discussed, they were changing the character. Mm-hmm. So the vague 2012 casting call described the character as soulful but fiery, which is not Lexi.
No. Mm-mm.
Newcomer Lindsay Morgan describes Kristina as having the perfect blend of qualities from both of her parents. With the 2012 recast, Kristina returns home with a vengeance after discovering the truth about her parents bribing the admissions office at Yale University to get her accepted, which I kind of totally forgot because remember we talked about that with Jax and Joss?
Yeah.
Isn't it kind of funny that became like a very well-known scandal since then? Like in the actual news?
Real world, yeah.
Yeah. Morgan admits that Kristina's actions may be a bit questionable at times, but she only does certain things to get those around her to be honest with her. Even though she is basically really extorting them right now, she's almost doing it for an ethical reason. In the end, it's to expose her father and her mother and say, hello, this is wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. So with that,
Extorting people for ethical reasons. I like that.
Noah. So with that, I think we can get started on Kristina's debut. We used soapcentral.com General Hospital recaps, basically from May 2012 through a few more months, because I forget where we ended.
All right. So on May 29th, 2012, at the lake house, Alexis was ready to organize a search party for Kristina when Kristina appeared on the doorstep. Relieved, Alexis raced to hug Kristina, but Kristina coldly told Alexis not to bother. Kristina's frosty greeting startled Alexis, so Alexis demanded to know what was going on. The phone rang, so Kristina invited Alexis to answer it. Alexis insisted that nothing was more important than her children, so Alexis ignored the call. Sam was also I can't read either. Sam was also concerned about what had happened to Kristina at Yale. Kristina explained that she had quit because she had discovered that she didn't belong there. Kristina glared accusingly at Sunny as she revealed that Sunny had pulled some strings to force Yale to accept Kristina. Sunny invited Kristina to take a walk with him to discuss it so that Alexis, Sam, and Molly didn't have to be involved. But Kristina wanted her family to know exactly what Sunny had done. Kristina began to rant about all the wrongs that Sunny had ever done, so Sunny warned Kristina not to drag the past into it. Sunny acknowledged that he had done what was necessary to get Kristina into Yale, but he insisted that any parent would have done the same. Kristina argued that most parents wouldn't have resorted to threats and intimidation tactics. Kristina was tired of Sunny and Alexis lying to her, so she demanded to know if Alexis had known. Sunny shook his head at Alexis, willing to take the full blame, but Alexis admitted the truth. Kristina wondered if sending her to Yale had been about getting Kristina into Alexis' alma mater, keeping Kristina away from Ethan, preventing Kristina from pursuing a career in fashion with Crimson, or all of the above.
I can't remember if when Lexi left, was she into fashion?
I think so. I think there was a little bit about her like looking up to the Crimson ladies, but I don't remember them ever like making her an offer.
Right, like that was going to be her career path.
Right.
So then Sunny pointed out that no one had forced Kristina to go to Yale. Kristina complained that Sunny had strong-armed Yale into accepting her, so she hadn't gotten in on her own merit. Molly suggested that Kristina was being unfair because what mattered was that Kristina had been given the opportunity to attend the prestigious school. Kristina explained that she had been ridiculed and ostracized by the students because her father was a mobster. Sam pointed out that Kristina could have proven everyone wrong by toughing it out. Kristina appreciated that Sam didn't mind being married to the mob, but Kristina had resented having been made a laughingstock. So she had been waitlisted, and then they paid for her to be off the wait list.
Right.
Alexis wondered where Kristina had been since Kristina had left Yale. Kristina explained that she had ended up in a coffee bar where she met a male grad student. Ooh. Kristina cryptically explained that she and the grad student had been working on a family project. Molly was curious if Kristina were pregnant like Sam. Alexis was shocked by the suggestion, but demanded an answer. Kristina insisted that when she got pregnant, it would be on purpose. Hey!
Ooh!
And with someone that she loved. Well, she does love her sister and TJ.
Yes.
Sunny appeared confused. Is she pregnant? Sunny asked, as he carefully studied Kristina's midsection while she took off her coat. Nope. Molly and Alexis clarified in unison. Kristina explained that she wanted the kind of happiness that Sam and Jason had. Sam looked uncomfortable as Kristina hugged her. Molly was curious what Kristina's new project was, so Kristina revealed that she intended to star in a reality show called The Mob Princess. And just remember, this is Molly, like little kid, like early tween Molly.
Right. I was going to say she was like 12 or so.
No, sorry, she was 15, and that comes up later. But still, she was younger. She was...
Okay.
Yep.
So at the lake house, Kristina revealed that she intended to star in a reality show called Mob Princess. Sunny, Alexis, Sam, and Molly were stunned when Kristina added that she expected her entire family to be a part of the show. Sunny and Alexis immediately objected, while Sam explained that the last thing that any of them needed was more media exposure. Kristina angrily complained that Sunny's mob influence had been used to get Kristina into college, which had left Kristina humiliated. Kristina had decided to embark on a new career since her college had been ruined for her. Sam reminded Kristina that Sam had once done a reality show, which Sam had regretted, so Sam feared that Kristina would end up feeling the same way. Alexis accused Kristina of overreacting to what Sonny had done, while Sonny argued that he had merely called in a favor to give Kristina what Kristina had wanted. Sonny pointed out that Kristina had made the choice to go to Yale. Kristina made it clear that she would be calling the shots in her life, not her parents. Sonny was adamant that neither he nor the rest of the family would have any part of Kristina's show. As if on cue, the film crew arrived and began to record. Kristina addressed the camera as she angrily introduced her family as a non-traditional American family. Alexis threatened to file injunctions against the film crew, but Kristina ignored her mother. Sonny tried to pull Kristina aside, but Kristina bitterly accused Sonny of almost killing her when Sonny had planted a bomb in Johnny Zakara's car. Kristina smiled smugly as Alexis gasped with shock. While Sonny glared at his daughter, Sam immediately tried to defuse the tense situation by trying to pull Kristina aside, but Kristina turned her hostility on Sam by announcing to the cameras that Sam was married to Sonny's enforcer. Next, Kristina introduced Molly, whose father was also a mob attorney like Alexis, and Sonny's half-brother. Kristina continued by revealing that Michael had gone to prison and then suggested that Morgan was away at school learning to become a sniper. Kristina also talked about her eldest brother, Dante, the cop, who Sonny had shot. Sonny's temper exploded when Kristina claimed that she had been the result of a sleazy one-night stand. Undaunted, Kristina snidely wondered what Sonny intended to do about her tirade, so Sonny snatched a camera out of one of the film's crew's hands and then smashed it.
So I can't remember what reality show Sam had been on.
Right.
And I just did a quick Google search, and it was after Sam escapes during the Metro Court Hotel hostage crisis.
Okay.
And warns the police. Television producer Amelia Jaffe hires her as the host of a new talk show, Everyday Heroes.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, yeah. So we're just going to leave it at that.
Okay, I do remember that. Thank you for refreshing my memory.
No, because I was the same. I'm like, wait, when were you in a reality show? Okay. Later, Alexis noticed that she had missed a call. Another camera captured Alexis revealing to Sam that Jason had been arrested in connection with Franco's murder. Sonny immediately tossed the film crew out of Alexis's house. Alexis made it clear that she would not permit the film crew back into her home, so Kristina threatened to leave and never look back if the family didn't cooperate. Ugh. Thank God they did not keep this.
Yes, it was so bad.
After Sam left, Alexa, and the actress was great. I mean, she did an amazing job in the role.
Yes. She played it perfectly. Like, you could not like her even if you wanted to. She was the brattiest brat ever.
Yes. After Sam left, Alexis dragged Sonny onto the front porch to discuss Kristina's ultimatum. Sonny refused to be a part of the reality show, but Alexis was willing to consider it because she didn't want to lose Kristina. Inside, Kristina wondered if Molly was mad at her, but Molly questioned if it really mattered to Kristina because it was clear that Kristina was caught up in her own drama. Kristina admitted that she wanted to get back at Sonny and Alexis. Molly assured Kristina that she had succeeded because Alexis and Sonny were upset. Molly wondered if Kristina intended to film their reality show. Kristina explained that everyone at Yale thought of her as a mob princess, so she had decided to embrace it. Kristina promised Molly that she would enjoy the experience. And then the week of June 4th, at the lake house, Alexis was horrified when she woke up to discover a cameraman in her home. She tried to throw them out, but Kristina reminded Alexis that she had agreed to allow the film crew to document their lives in exchange for Kristina not turning her back on the family. Wow. Mm-hmm. Alexis appreciated that Kristina was upset, but Alexis wondered if Kristina was truly prepared to air her grievances in public. Kristina and Alexis began to argue until Molly stepped in between them. Molly revealed that she had received a text from Jason asking Alexis to call him in an urgent matter. According to Molly, Jason had made several attempts to reach Alexis to no avail. Alexis decided to call Jason, so Kristina ordered the camera crew, to follow Alexis. Kristina promised that it would be good. And she was really good at doing those little, I guess kind of like the breaking the fourth wall type thing where she would look straight to camera and be like, this is going to be good, guys. Like, let's go.
Right.
On the porch, the cameraman recorded Alexis as she called Jason. Molly hovered in the doorway listening to the end of Alexis's conversation. Molly realized that something was wrong, so she waited until Alexis ended the call to ask what happened. That's good, Molly. Inside, Kristina snidely asked whom Jason had killed. Alexis confirmed that someone had died and then added, your sister's baby. Kristina's smile immediately disappeared. Alexis, Molly, and Kristina sat down on the sofa as they tried to make sense of what happened. Kristina noticed that the camera crew was still taping, so she demanded to know what they were doing. One of the cameramen explained that their instructions had been to film regardless of what happened. The cameraman was certain the footage would be a ratings grabber, what? So he was curious if Kristina had a picture of Sam that they could use. Disgusted, Kristina ordered the film crew to stop taping. In Sam's hospital room, Molly wished that she could do something for Sam. Sam assured her youngest sister that she loved her. After Molly left, Sam thanked Kristina for stopping by. Kristina insisted that she loved Sam and then offered to fetch a magazine for Sam from the gift shop while she rested.
I forgot that happened during that time. That was sad. So the week of June 11th, at the lake house, Kristina was annoyed with the cameraman who was following her every move. That's kind of what they're supposed to do, Kristina. She wanted to know why he continued to film her when nothing was happening. He replied if they waited long enough, something would happen. Shortly thereafter, someone knocked on the door. It was Trey, the grad student / producer of Kristina's Mafia Princess reality show. Kristina told Trey that she wanted out of the show. She said that she did not like the cameras on her all the time. Trey told Kristina to give it a day or two and she would forget that the cameras were there. Kristina said that Trey did not understand. Kristina said that her sister had just lost a baby. Trey said it made good family drama, and besides, her sister was married to a mob enforcer and the mob was the focus of the show. Kristina said that outing her sister's tragedy was not what she wanted. Trey reminded Kristina of how pissed off she had been at her parents when she had found out that Sonny had threatened the dean to get her admitted to Yale, and Kristina's mother had gone along with it. Trey pushed Kristina's buttons and reminded her that she had been seeking payback on her parents who were ashamed of her because she was not smart enough to get into Yale without their help. Alexis was spitting fire when she arrived home and ordered the camera and crew out of her house. Kristina introduced Trey, who Alexis ordered off her property. Trey gave Alexis a document signed by Kristina, giving him access to the family. Alexis said that Kristina did not own the property and did not have the right to grant access. Alexis said the document was not worth the paper it was printed on. Trey responded that Alexis thought Kristina was too stupid to know what she was signing, and Alexis replied that she had not said that. Trey turned to Kristina and asked if she could see what Alexis was doing and if Kristina was going to allow Alexis to push her around. Alexis told Kristina to be smart and think about what she was doing to her family. Kristina thought a moment and then turned to Trey and told him to keep the cameras rolling. Sonny reiterated to John that it had nothing to do with Teresa's death. Kristina walked in and her camera crew and announced that Sonny's word meant nothing. John left. Sonny balked at the cameraman's presence, but Kristina held her ground. Trey introduced himself to Sonny, who took Trey into the living room and threatened him. Trey remained arrogant and retaliated with a threat of his own. Kristina would cut ties with Sonny altogether if Sonny didn't allow the crew to keep filming. Trey justified his actions by saying that Kristina had been ostracized at Yale because Sonny had used the threat of violence to get her admitted. Later, Sonny made nice and played along. Trey asked on camera about Kate's mental state, and Sonny ended the interview.
In the week of June 18th, Sam, Alexis, Kristina, and Molly gathered at the cemetery to bury Sam's baby. Molly, Alexis, and Kristina tried to give Sam support, but she was inconsolable. Kristina tried to talk about Jason, but Sam did not want to talk, so Kristina respected her wishes. Sam said she felt like she was falling apart. She told her family that when she lost her first child, she had never seen her daughter's face. Sam said that with her son, she could see his face and eyes and could remember everything about him. She said that she did not know how she would get through. Outside of Kelly's, Kristina and Michael sat down at one of the tables to talk about the funeral for Sam's baby. Trey, who had been relaxing on a bench nearby, reading a paper, overheard Kristina, so he wondered if she had her camera crew with her. Michael took an instant disliking to Trey, as Kristina explained that she had sent the camera crew to shoot the B-roll. She then introduced her brother to Trey. Michael made it very clear that he was not interested in being part of the reality show. Trey insisted that Michael was perfect for Mob Princess because Michael was heir to the mob throne and had bludgeoned Michael's stepmother to death.
Wow.
Kristina warned Trey to back off, but Trey urged Michael to sign the release form. Michael refused, so Trey handed the form to Kristina with the instructions to persuade her brother to change his mind. After Trey left, Michael accused Kristina of allowing Trey to profit off the death of Sam's baby. Kristina claimed that Trey was ambitious, but she insisted that the show wouldn't exploit Sam's loss. She promised him that it would be fun to be on the show, so she urged him to sign the release form. Michael was curious how many times Kristina intended to do something stupid, crazy, and self-destructive to get back at Sonny. Okay, Michael, let's have a little discussion here. You are now 10 years older, and you're doing the same thing.
Yep.
Or just did the same thing.
Right.
Because he's not after Sonny anymore. But yeah, that's just... And it wouldn't be too much longer after this that he would have filed for custody of Avery.
Right.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Kristina explained that she simply wanted to expose Sonny and Alexis for being hypocrites that she believed them to be. Kristina complained about Sonny's decision to pay off the school's officials to get her into Yale. Okay, did he pay them off or did he threaten violence? Which one is it?
Maybe it was a combination of both.
Okay, because it had humiliated her. Michael defended her brother their father by reminding Kristina that Sonny had wanted to give her the opportunity that Sonny had never had. Michael accused Kristina of trying to punish Sonny, as she argued that she was trying to take control of her life, get her side of the story out there, and perhaps create her own brand. Michael suspected that she was parroting what Trey had told her. Kristina insisted that Trey was a visionary who listened to her, unlike Sonny and Alexis, who treated Kristina as if she couldn't think for herself. Michael clarified that Sonny and Alexis were concerned because Kristina was impulsive. Okay, that has tracked.
Yes.
Kristina's choices proved that they were right. Kristina was frustrated because she didn't think that Michael was listening to her, unlike Trey, who cared about what she said. Michael realized that Kristina liked Trey in part because Sonny didn't. Kristina admitted that she was attracted to Trey, but Trey had insisted on keeping things professional between them. Kristina respected Trey's decision, so she suggested that Michael could support her vision by signing the release form. Kristina then changed the subject by confiding that Molly had told her about Star. And this was like right when Michael and Star were dating.
Yeah.
Starting to like each other. Michael explained that Star had been in a bad place because Star's boyfriend and daughter had been killed in a car accident. He assured his sister that Star knew that Sonny hadn't caused the accident and regretted going after their father with a gun. Kristina realized that Michael liked Star. Michael insisted that he and Star were just friends, and moments later, Trey called Kristina to tell her that he had found an apartment.
At Star and Trey's apartment, Star was curious what Michael was doing there. Michael wondered the same thing about Star, so Star and Trey told Michael and Kristina that Maxie had advertised for a roommate, but then had decided to move out, so Maxie had given the apartment to Star and Trey. Michael introduced Star to Kristina and explained that he was there for his sister. Kristina realized that Star was the person who had tried to kill Sonny. Star immediately apologized to Kristina, but Kristina wasn't moved because Star had used Michael. Michael warned his sister to back off, but Kristina refused. Kristina explained that a lot of people wanted to get back at Sonny for the things that Sonny had done, but whoever was next in line would have to wait because it was Kristina's turn. Star realized that Kristina and Sonny weren't getting along, so Kristina clarified that that was an understatement. However, Kristina intended to use a camera instead of a gun. Trey smiled with satisfaction. Star sensed that she was missing something, so Trey told Star about Mob Princess. Star was surprised that Sonny had agreed to do the reality show, so Kristina bragged that Kristina had forced Sonny to participate. Trey suggested that they shelve their discussion until the camera crew arrived. Michael accused Trey of setting them up, but Kristina had no idea what her brother was talking about. Michael doubted that it was a coincidence that Trey had been looking for an apartment at the same time that Star had been. Kristina argued that Trey had needed a place to live. Michael insisted that there had been plenty of other places that Trey could have looked for an apartment, where Trey wouldn't have to run into the person who had tried to kill Sonny.
Like above Kelly's.
Right, exactly. Kristina wondered if Michael were suggesting that Trey wanted Star to be a part of the show. Michael was certain of it, so Kristina asked Trey if it was true. Star revealed that Trey had answered the ad before Star had, so Trey hadn't followed Star to the apartment. Michael insisted that Trey knew exactly who Star was, so Trey had been waiting for an opportunity to incorporate Star into the reality show. Trey explained that the beauty of reality shows was that they wrote themselves. Michael wanted Trey to admit that Trey had been playing Kristina, but Trey claimed that he had no idea what Michael was talking about. Michael accused Trey of exploiting Kristina's hurt and pain so that Trey could manipulate her to do the reality show. Kristina decided to talk to Trey privately in the hallway. Once they were alone, Kristina warned Trey that it was a mistake to involve Star because Star was unstable. Trey defended Star by reminding Kristina that grief could make people do things that they normally wouldn't. Trey believed Star's apology and reminded Kristina that he was a big boy who could handle himself. Meanwhile, in the apartment, Michael accused Trey of being a tool who intended to use the Corinthos family to make a name for himself. Michael was afraid that Trey would find out that Kate had shot out Anthony's tires, but Star clarified that Connie had been responsible for the crash. Michael and Star were startled when they realized that Trey was standing in the doorway. Michael and Kristina talked about Johnny's plan to have Star perform at the club once reopened. Kristina complained that Star was late, but Michael retorted that Kristina was jealous because Star was living with Trey. Kristina justified her concern, saying that she was just looking out for her big brother. Michael and Kristina continued to argue about the Mob Princess reality show. Michael warned that Trey would do whatever it took to get big ratings, whether or not it ruined Kristina's life. Michael called Star but got her voicemail. Kristina decided to have a drink. Let's see what Lulu and Johnny have behind the bar, she suggested. Michael ushered her away from the bar and said Alexis and Sunny would both be angry to learn he'd let Kristina raid the bar. They decided to go to Star and Trey's apartment.
So I cut out where they left the apartment, went to the haunted Star, and then went back to the apartment. Because so much of that conversation was actually happening in the apartment, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Sorry about that.
You're good.
So then the week of June 25th at the courthouse, Sunny was furious when Kristina, followed by Trey and the camera crew, suddenly appeared. Kristina assumed that Sunny, Alexis, and Kate were at court because Sunny was in trouble. So Kristina snidely asked her mother what the going rate for representing a mobster was. How about the roof over your head and everything that you have grown up having?
Right, exactly.
Kate tried to explain that Kristina had the wrong idea, but Kristina continued to berate Alexis. Sunny was furious, so he insisted that Kristina addressed her mother with respect. Kristina demanded to know how two smart women like Alexis and Kate could defend a man who had caused them so much pain. How do you qualify yourself to make that judgment when you have no idea what's going on? Kate asked Kristina. Gosh, I miss her.
Mm-hmm.
Kristina accused Sunny of hurting everyone he professed to care about, especially his children. Trey stepped forward to remind Sunny and Alexis that they had agreed to allow the cameras full access into their lives. Kate focused on Kristina as she explained that they were there because Kate had shot out Anthony's tires. Alexis quickly clarified that Kate intended to plead not guilty. Trey reminded everyone that the cameras had recorded Kate's confession. Alexis accused Trey of being a sleazemonger, while Sunny pointed out that Kate had never signed a release form. Don't the judges also have to say, yeah, you can have these cameras here?
I would think so.
Trey quickly produced a release form, which he handed to Kate. Meanwhile, Kristina realized that Kate had been responsible for the deaths of Hope and Cole. Kate explained that she had suffered from dissociative identity disorder and that her alter had shot out Anthony's tires. God, this keeps getting better and better, Trey said, as the cameras continued to roll. Sunny glared at Trey while Kate tearfully explained that her alter, Connie, wanted to hurt Sunny. Kate realized that it was too difficult to understand, but Alexis suggested that Kristina probably understood the desire to hurt Sunny better than most. Moments later, Alexis led Kate and Sunny into the courtroom. Trey was frustrated when Sunny blocked Trey from following them. Kristina asked Trey to leave it alone. He insisted that he intended to spin Kate's story into a positive light, but he was curious about why Kristina seemed to constantly sabotage things. He thought that she shared his vision. Kristina claimed that she had no idea what Trey was talking about. Trey reminded her that she had objected to the cameras accompanying her to the hospital to visit Sam, and Kristina had barred the cameras from the funeral. Kristina argued that Sam had been in pain, and Trey insisted that they had agreed to full access. Trey pointed out that Kate was a celebrity, so he had the right to document Kate's legal troubles. Kristina argued that Kate was also family, so she wanted Trey to respect Kate's privacy. Trey was curious if Kristina had considered how Star's family might feel.
In the courtroom, Sonny grumbled about the camera crew. Alexis reminded him that their daughter would walk out of their lives if they didn't agree to Kristina's terms. Sonny doubted that Kristina would last long on her own, but Alexis didn't want to risk it. Sonny demanded that Alexis deal with Kristina because Sonny couldn't stand Trey. Alexis despised Trey too. Sonny then turned his attention to Kate. He wanted Kate to tell him if Trey gave Kate any trouble. Michael confided that Kristina suspected that Trey liked to aggravate Star because it was Trey's way of flirting with Star. Star realized that Kristina was interested in Trey. Michael quickly clarified that Kristina wanted to keep things professional with Trey, but Michael feared that Trey would take advantage of Kristina's feelings when Kristina realized that her reality show was hurting her family. Star hoped for Kristina's sake that Kristina didn't have strong feelings for Trey because Trey was a jerk. Michael seemed pleased with Star's assessment of Trey because Michael was afraid that Trey would try to exploit Star's tragedy. Star assured Michael that she wasn't interested in being on a reality show. Moments later, Kristina, Trey, and the camera crew arrived. Michael immediately ordered them to leave, but Kristina explained that she had just been at the courthouse. Trey insisted that Michael needed to hear what Kate had been saying. Johnny overheard Trey's remarks, so Johnny demanded to know what was going on. At the Haunted Star, Michael told Star she was beautiful when she sang. Kristina, Trey, and his crew arrived with news of Kate's testimony on the stand. Johnny walked in and asked for details. Trey explained that Kate had said she knew who was responsible for the death of Cole and Hope. Johnny replied that Kate shouldn't be taken at her word since she was not of sound mind. While the cameras rolled, Kristina revealed that Kate had confessed to the deed. Actually, Kristina clarified Connie had shot out Anthony's tires. Trey wondered why Star didn't want justice for the death of her daughter and boyfriend. Star responded that sending a mentally ill woman to prison was not just. Star and Michael left for the courthouse. Johnny became uneasy as Trey badgered Star and Michael. Kristina took note and told Johnny, "You look like you just dodged a bullet." He admitted he was relieved because once Sonny had been acquitted, Johnny had become the prime suspect. He asked Kristina how she liked the renovations, and she replied she liked the new look. She could get him some publicity by featuring the club on her series. Johnny implied that maybe Kristina appreciated Trey for more than his production skills. Johnny posed that Trey was sensationally exploiting her anger towards Sonny, and Kristina defended her involvement in the television project. Johnny said it was unfair to Alexis, but Kristina accused her mother of hypocrisy. Trey put a camera in their faces and urged them to continue their conversation. Trey suggested that Kate might have had something to do with Anthony's disappearance. Johnny agreed to make an on-camera statement. He admitted that he had been born into the mob, but that he had rejected that life. He was managing Star's singing career and that the love of another woman was helping him to move on. Trey interjected that Johnny was painting a picture that was rosier than his reality. Star and Michael returned and reported that Star had made a plea for leniency for Kate. Michael thought Cole and Hope would have been proud of Star.
In the week of July 2nd, on the Haunted Star, Kristina tried to convince Trey to hang out and decompress. Trey said he wanted to focus on work and wondered why Kristina wanted to hang out. Kristina said that Trey did not talk very much about himself and she wanted to know more. A phone call interrupted their talk, and Trey took the call. It was Trey's father who asked after the show. Trey said that it was tougher than he thought and he was having some trouble with supporting cast. Trey said that he did not want his father to be disappointed in him. Trey's father said that he could never be disappointed because he loved Trey, and that was why he was bankrolling Trey's project. A bell sounded at Trey's father's shop. It was a customer walking through the door, so Trey's father said that he had to go back to work. Once off the phone, Trey told Kristina that his dad was his biggest fan. When Kristina mentioned Trey's mother, Trey barked that he did not have a mother, and Kristina apologized for prying, and Trey apologized for snapping. Trey told Kristina that his mom had dumped both his dad and himself and had taken off when Trey was an infant. He said that his mom had not wanted his dad and did not want him. Kristina said that maybe his mom did miss him, but had realized it too late. When Trey asked why, Kristina said that Trey would be hard not to miss and kissed him. Aw. Trey pulled away and said kissing was not a good idea. Trey said that set-side romance was a distraction that could sink the show. Trey said that his dad had gone on a financial limb for him, and Trey did not want to fail his dad. Kristina said the show was important to her also. Trey was glad to know that they were on the same page. Kristina asked if the show was the only reason that Trey had stopped kissing her, or if he would rather be kissing Star Manning instead.
Ooh.
Trey said that getting involved with a roommate would cause even more complications than getting involved with a coworker. Kristina seemed mollified, but still wanted to know what might have happened if they were both successful and met elsewhere. Kristina asked if Trey would have noticed her. Trey said he would have fought his way through a horde of admirers to get to know her. Kristina chortled, "Good answer," as she sailed off the haunted Star.
Oh my. On the lake house's porch, Sam was reading The Sun when she sensed that someone was standing behind her. She glared when she realized that it was a cameraman. Sam threatened to break the camera over the man's head if he didn't stop filming her. Moments later, Kristina walked out. Kristina tactfully suggested that the cameraman shoot something else, so the cameraman decided to change the battery on his camera. Kristina apologized to her sister as the man walked away, and Sam explained that she was going to work, so it was fine. Kristina was surprised that Sam wasn't spending the 4th of July with Jason. Sam insisted that the holiday was the perfect time to get some work done, so Kristina wondered if Sam would ever be able to get past what Jason had done. "You still love him, right?" Kristina asked. Sam appreciated that Kristina was concerned, but Sam didn't want to discuss it. Kristina wished that she could wave a magic wand to make all of Sam's problems go away. Sam smiled, hugged her sister, and then left. After Sam left, Kristina called Trey to invite him over to the lake house. Trey promised to be there after he picked up some breakfast. Later, TJ arrived at the lake house. Molly invited him in and then kissed him. "Oh my God, looks like Molly's got a boyfriend," Kristina loudly said as she and the cameraman entered the living room. Molly and TJ immediately jumped apart. Molly begged Kristina to stop taping because Molly didn't want Alexis to find out about TJ. Oh, cute. That was like when they were first starting. Kristina told the cameraman to stop filming. The cameraman grumbled that Trey wouldn't like it, but Kristina stood firm. Kristina then demanded to know why Alexis would object to Molly's boyfriend. Molly and TJ filled Kristina in on what had happened at the party when Molly had accidentally gotten drunk. TJ assured Kristina that he would never put Molly in a dangerous situation like that again, and Kristina agreed to erase the footage of Molly and TJ.
This would have been after
Later,
Alexis told them to stop dating.
Yes.
And they were being
later,
sneaky.
Later, TJ admitted that Kristina was cool. He hoped that Kristina would let him be a part of the show. Molly was horrified because it meant that Sean and Alexis might find out about Molly and TJ, that they had been sneaking around behind Sean and Alexis's backs. TJ agreed that Molly had a point, and Molly smiled and suggested that they change into their swimsuits and go swimming.
Right there, TJ said, "Kristina's cool. Not that he's always had a problem with her. Not that she's such a pain. None of it." Nope.
He liked her and wanted to be on her show. At Kelly's, Trey called his father while he waited for his breakfast order. The call went to voicemail, so Trey disconnected the call, grabbed the bag and coffee, and then turned to leave. Trey nearly collided with Kate. He apologized and then seized the opportunity to ask her to sign a release form so that she could be part of the show. Kate made it clear that she wasn't interested, but Trey reminded her that she had given him a different impression at the courthouse. Kate clarified that her attorney had advised Kate against being part of Trey's show, so Kate decided to follow her attorney's advice. Trey broached the subject of Sunny. Kate's temper flared as she insisted that he didn't know the first thing about Sunny. Trey offered Kate the opportunity to tell him all about Sunny with a camera crew present. Kate refused to be a part of Trey's reality show, but she decided to offer him some advice. She revealed that she had been in the fashion industry since she had graduated from college. She also had been the editor of 2 A-list publications. Kate knew the difference between a visionary and a cheap hustle. Kate warned Trey that slick packaging couldn't hide what was underneath. Kate was certain that Trey had seen the resentment between Kristina and Sunny, so he had decided to exploit it. Trey insisted that he simply wanted to document the truth, but Kate argued that the truth was that Sunny loved Kristina. However, she doubted that would garner ratings, so Trey needed to fuel the discord between Kristina and Sunny to provoke a confrontation. Kate accused Trey of using Kristina's trust for profit, so Trey was a despicable person in Kate's eyes. Trey promised not to bother Kate again about being on the show, but he thought that she was pretty judgmental for someone who had killed 2 innocent people while trying to murder an old man. Kate was clearly rattled by what Trey had said. After Trey left, Sean approached Kate. He admitted that he had overheard what Trey had said and then advised her not to pay attention to Trey because Trey was a jerk.
A short time later, Trey arrived at the lake house. The cameraman complained that Kristina had ordered him to erase the footage of Molly. Kristina defended her decision, so Trey reminded the cameraman that Kristina was the star of the show, not Molly. Trey suggested that Kristina call Sonny because Sonny had promised to give him a tour of the warehouse. On the porch of the lake house, Kristina tried to get Trey to take a day off from taping so they could spend some time together. Trey insisted that they needed to get to Sonny's warehouse, but Kristina thought that the camera crew would appreciate having a day off to relax. Trey stood firm, so Kristina was curious why Trey was so interested in Sonny's warehouse. Trey explained that he was certain that Sonny was doing more than running coffee through the warehouse, but Kristina doubted that Sonny would be careless enough to have anything incriminating lying around, knowing that the camera crew would be there. Trey explained that was the reason they needed to make a surprise visit. Kristina reassured Trey that the warehouse wasn't going anywhere, and then she shifted gears by trying to wrap her arms around Trey's neck. Trey peeled Kristina off him as he asked if she had forgotten the goal of the project. He insisted that they keep their relationship professional, but Kristina wondered why he was trying to ignore how he felt when he had kissed her. Kristina reminded him that they were consenting adults, and Trey refused to be swayed. He threatened to use the footage of Molly and TJ if Kristina refused to go to Sonny's warehouse. Wow,
yeah.
Kristina became distracted by Alexis's arrival. Alexis explained that she wanted to spend the day with her daughters, so she suggested that they go on a picnic and watch the fireworks. Kristina claimed that she had plans to go to Sonny's warehouse, so Alexis decided to fetch Molly. After Alexis entered the house, Kristina made it clear that she resented Trey threatening to use the footage of Molly if Kristina didn't cooperate. Kristina wanted it erased before they went to the warehouse. Kristina groaned when she suddenly recalled that TJ was inside. In Molly's bedroom, Molly invited TJ to change into his swimsuit while she fetched some snacks. TJ kissed Molly and then admitted that he had missed her. TJ had hoped that they could spend more time together during the summer, but Sean had kept TJ busy with extra shifts in an effort to keep TJ out of trouble. Molly suggested that it was for the best that TJ wouldn't appear on Kristina's show because Sean would realize that they had been sneaking around behind Sean and Alexis's back. And I think Sean and Alexis were dating at this time.
Yes.
TJ hoped that Kristina didn't say anything to Alexis, but Molly assured him that they had nothing to worry about. Again, because they don't hate each other and because Kristina was too bad at being mad at Alexis. Kristina argued that what Alexis and Sonny had done to Kristina had been worse and that Alexis should accept that Kristina and Molly were no longer children. Alexis's temper flared when Kristina apologized for not warning Molly. Oh, I'm sorry. Alexis walked in on them as TJ was pulling on his shorts or something. Molly quickly clarified that TJ had been changing into his swimsuit, but Kristina wasn't surprised that Alexis had assumed the worst. Alexis explained that she would treat Kristina like an adult when Kristina dropped her childish vendetta. Alexis claimed that the show was hurting the family, but Kristina argued that Alexis's lies had hurt the family. After a tense moment of deafening silence, Alexis ordered TJ to go home. TJ admitted that he didn't have a ride home, and Alexis did not care. Kristina offered to drop TJ off, so she suggested that Molly say goodbye because there was no telling when the warden would let Molly see TJ again. See you soon, Molly told TJ. Alexis assured Molly that would not happen. After everyone walked out, Alexis warned Molly that they weren't through talking. On the porch, Kristina asked TJ to wait in the car so she could have a private word with Trey. Kristina didn't think that it was a good idea for them to go to the warehouse, but Trey insisted that they go.
Man, he wants to see the inside of that warehouse. It's the week of July 9th. On Friday the 13th, Kristina and Michael argued about Trey. Michael had started dating Star, and Kristina was jealous because she wanted more from Trey. Kristina explained that Trey didn't want to get involved until after the show wrapped, in part because Trey didn't want to disappoint his father by tanking the show. However, she was worried that it was just an excuse. Michael conceded that it sounded like Trey was trying to be responsible, but Michael admitted that he didn't trust Trey, so Kristina might have dodged a bullet. Later, Trey announced that he had to meet Kristina because they were scheduled to go to Sonny's warehouse. Trey was certain that his father would want him to focus on the show. At the warehouse, Sonny thought about his confrontation with Joe when he had aimed a gun at Joe while Joe had been tied to a chair. He was startled out of his dark thoughts when Kate arrived. Moments later, Kristina called out to her father as she arrived with the film crew. Sonny started to introduce Trey, but Kate admitted that she had met the young man at Kelly's when Trey had reminded her that she had killed Star's family. Sonny angrily demanded to know what was wrong with Trey. Kristina tried to diffuse the tension by assuring Sonny that she had set Trey straight about Kate. Trey conceded that it had been less than tactful to mention Kate's legal troubles. Sonny wanted the cameras gone, but Kate pulled Sonny aside to assure him that she was fine. Kate didn't want to make things difficult between Sonny and Kristina, but Sonny feared that he would end up breaking Trey's face one day. Kate warned Sonny that the harder he was on Trey, the more appealing Trey would be to Kristina. Sonny was disappointed when Kate decided to leave so that she could have some time alone to think. Meanwhile, Kristina wanted to know what had transpired between Trey and Kate at Kelly's. Trey filled her in and then remarked that he resented a child killer judging him. Kristina was taken aback, so she urged him to take it easy on Kate because Kate had been through enough. Moments later, Sonny walked up. Sonny made it clear that he was tolerating Trey and the project for Kristina's sake, but he warned Trey not to disrespect anyone that Sonny cared for, including Kate, or Sonny would be done with the show. Trey explained that he was only there to record the family dynamics, but Sonny clarified that Trey was there because Kate was more gracious than Sonny. Kristina decided to pull her father aside while Trey and the camera crew set up. Kristina wanted to know how Kate was doing, so Sonny wondered why Kristina couldn't see Trey for who Trey really was. Kristina likened Trey to Sonny, but Sonny vehemently disagreed that they were anything alike. Kristina lashed out by praising Trey as an honest man and accusing Sonny of being nothing more than a front. Oh my gosh, I don't know how he didn't smack her.
The week of July 16th at the coffee warehouse, Sonny told Kristina that her reality show was stupid and that he wanted to quit. Kristina said that Sonny had promised a tour of the warehouse and that was what she wanted. After more arguing, Sonny eventually agreed to proceed. Trey, meanwhile, found a St. Christopher medal on the warehouse floor that he recognized as belonging to his dad, Joe Jr., who, unknown to Trey, was in jail in Atlantic City. Joe Jr. successfully bribed a guard and was allowed to use a cell phone. Sonny started the warehouse tour, but as Trey was poised to ask Sonny questions about the medal he had just found, Trey's phone rang. He recognized his dad's number and hurriedly excused himself to take the call. Trey was relieved to find out that Joe Jr. was physically unharmed, but curious as to how the medal had appeared in Sonny's warehouse. When Trey said that he had been about to confront Sonny, Joe Jr. told Trey to keep quiet and not let anyone know that they were father and son. Trey was distracted when he rejoined Kristina and Sonny. After assuring Kristina that his father was all right, Trey said that he had papers due at midnight and that they would have to reschedule the warehouse tour. After telling Kristina that he would call, Trey and his cameraman left the warehouse. Sonny told Kristina that Trey had appeared at the warehouse and threatened Sonny like he was doing something illegal, and then rushed out with explaining why he had gone in such a hurry. Sonny insisted that Trey was hiding something. Kristina accused Sonny of projecting. Kristina said that, unlike Sonny, Trey was not hiding anything. Kristina insisted that the mob princess was as much her idea as Trey's, and that he was not using her against her will. Sonny tried another attack and suggested that Kristina might revive her interest in fashion and get a job with Kate. Kristina said that she wanted to be a reality star. Sonny asked if Kristina was truly interested in being a reality star or if she was just interested in Trey. Kristina hedged. Sonny said that Trey was not good enough for Kristina. Sonny said that no one knew Trey's agenda, background, if he needed money, or if he was trustworthy. Kristina said that she knew all she needed to know about him, who, unlike Sonny, he had always been straight with her. But if you don't know all those answers, how do you know that?
Right.
Trey went to see his dad in the Atlantic City jail. As soon as Trey saw his father, he wanted to know what had happened. Joe Jr. immediately spun a story that made it appear that he was an innocent victim who had been framed by a much more cunning criminal. Joe Jr. said that Trey's real name was Joseph Mitchell Scully III instead of Joseph Mitchell III. Okay. Joe Jr. said that his father, Joe Sr.
Where did we get Trey out of that? But okay.
I don't know. Joe Jr. said that his father, Joe Sr., had been a notorious criminal and he had not wanted Trey to know or be part of the mob life. Joe Jr. said that he had opted out of the criminal life years many years before, which is why he had started over in New Orleans. Joe Jr. told Trey that Sonny, who had worked for Joe Sr., was the real killer who was using his powerful influence to frame Joe Jr. for crimes that Sonny had committed. Joe Jr. said that Sonny was also responsible for the death of Joe Sr., and that was how Sonny had become so powerful. Joe Jr. said that Sonny had sent a goon to New Orleans to force Joe Jr. back to Port Charles. Joe Jr., why don't they just call him JJ?
I don't know.
Okay. Said that the only reason that he was alive was because the police had intervened and taken him into custody. JJ said that he was safer in jail than on the street. Trey asked Joe Jr. why he had not told him all the facts when Trey was pitching the Mob Princess reality show. Joe Jr. pointed out that he had tried, but Trey had his heart set on the show. He said that he had kept the facts from Trey because he did not want him to suffer because of the mob life. Joe Jr. told Trey that Sonny hated Joe Jr. Joe Jr. told Trey that Sonny hated him and would have done anything to get revenge, including hurting Trey. Joe was adamant when he told Trey to never let Sonny know his true identity. Back at the warehouse, Kristina told Sonny to leave Trey alone because he was the only one she could trust to be honest with her. When Kate arrived a few minutes later, Sonny hugged her. Then Kristina told Kate that she was no longer interested in fashion business because she had other plans. Kristina left the warehouse. Kate told a protective Sonny that she had been to see Joe Jr. In the Atlantic City jail, Joe warned Trey that Sonny was a vindictive son of a beep who wouldn't hesitate to go after someone that Joe cared about. So it was imperative that no one learn that Trey was Joe's son. Joe assured Trey that Sonny would have killed Joe if the cops hadn't arrived at the warehouse to arrest Joe. However, he was determined to get out of jail and make certain that Sonny would no longer be a threat to him or Trey. Trey was curious why Sonny hated Joe, so Joe claimed that Sonny had always been jealous of him and coveted everything he had, even the things that Joe hadn't wanted. Trey realized that Joe had been referring to Joe Sr., and he explained that Sonny's old man hadn't had anything, so Sonny's father hadn't given Sonny much. However, Joe Sr. had been a major player, so Sonny had his sights on getting into the business and pushing Joe Jr. out of Joe Sr.'s life. Trey realized that his grandfather had been a gangster. It took him that long.
I mean, how many times have he said it already?
Joe insisted that he had tried to shield Trey from the truth, but it was important for Trey to understand how dangerous Sonny could be. Joe was certain that Sonny would torture Joe by hurting Trey if Sonny got wind of who he was. Trey decided to drop the reality show so that he could avoid Sonny, but Joe warned his son that would be a bad idea because it would raise suspicions. Joe insisted that Trey continue to move forward with the show because it would ultimately provide them with the means to take down Sonny and blindside him in the process. On Thursday, July 19th, was the Haunted Stars nightclub, like their opening night. Kristina and Trey, with the cameraman in tow, were the first to arrive. Lulu was surprised when Kristina told her about the reality show. Lulu agreed to let Kristina's cameraman shoot footage inside the nightclub to help promote the Haunted Star.
Wow. So the week of July 30th, Trey visited Joe Jr. in jail while he awaited trial. Joe Jr. claimed that Sonny had been jealous of him and had first stolen Joe Sr.'s love and then his business. Trey said that he knew that Sonny had been after Joe Jr.'s girl, but thought his dad did not want any part of the mob business. Joe Jr. said that the girl had only been part of it. He said that Sonny had been jealous of everything that Joe Jr. possessed and had decided to take it. Trey again said that he thought that Joe Jr. had not wanted any part of the business. Joe Jr. said that he loved his dad despite the business, and that if not for Sonny, he would have been very much closer to Joe Sr. Joe Jr. told Trey that a son wanted his father's love so badly that he would turn a blind eye to his failings, even his crimes. Trey said that Joe Jr. was smart to walk away and let Sonny be the surrogate son, rather than be part of the mob. Joe Jr. said that the point was that Sonny had walked away with an empire worth millions. Trey said it was dirty money, but Joe Jr. was quick to point out that dirty or not, the money belonged to Joe Jr. and Trey. Joe Jr. said that he had planned to use the money for good things so that he could make up for his father's actions. Joe Jr. blamed Sonny for denying him his rights. Trey said that he did not care about the money. All he wanted was for his dad to go free. Joe Jr. said that he appreciated Trey's sentiments, but fathers were supposed to leave a legacy for their children. He told Trey that when they got what was theirs, Trey would never have to labor on a reality show again. Trey said that he liked the show. Joe Jr. said that when they got the money, Trey would be able to realize his dream of being a world-class director. Trey said that they could use the reality show to infiltrate Sonny's home and business and perhaps dig up some dirt. Joe Jr. said that spying on someone as lethal as Sonny was too dangerous, and there was no way that he was going to let his son do that. Joe Jr. told Trey that he had another plan, but it required Trey's help. Joe Jr. said they could not go after Sonny openly. Joe Jr. told Trey that his plan involved the mob princess, the actual princess, not the show. Joe Jr. quipped that if they wanted to take down the king, Trey would have to marry the princess. Meanwhile, Sam and Kristina had been talking about Kristina's feelings for Trey and his desire to keep their relationship professional. Sam said that the easy solution was to quit Mob Princess, but Kristina said that the show was important to both her and Trey. In the Atlantic City jail, Joe insisted that the only way to take down Sonny was for Trey to marry Kristina. Joe realized that it was a radical move, but Sonny and Sonny's family were living high off Joe Sr.'s empire, which had been intended for Joe and Trey. Joe claimed that Trey couldn't take back what was rightfully theirs unless Trey married Kristina. Trey wasn't interested in the money, so Joe warned Trey that Joe's impending trial would financially wipe out Joe. However, Joe assured his son that it wasn't just about the money. Joe wanted payback for Sonny killing Joe Sr. and framing Joe Jr. for murder. Joe claimed that the time that Joe had spent rotting in jail had robbed Joe and Trey of precious time together. Joe wanted Sonny to answer for all of Sonny's wrongs. Trey agreed to help Joe, but Trey was reluctant to use Kristina. Joe explained that Sonny wouldn't hesitate to kill Joe and Trey if they were to go after Sonny directly. Joe was certain that Kristina was the key to getting to Sonny. Trey admitted that he had pushed Kristina away, so he suspected that Kristina would question if Trey were to suddenly propose marriage. Joe's temper flared as he warned Trey that they had to stop Sonny, or else Joe would end up being railroaded and sent to prison for a long time. Joe apologized for the harsh way that he had spoken to his son. Joe then shifted gears by asking if Trey still had the St. Columbus medal. Trey nodded, so Joe admitted that people had thought that Joe was crazy for raising a child on his own. According to Joe, some had even suggested that Joe give Trey up for adoption after Trey's B-word mother had left them, but Joe had refused to abandon his son. Trey smiled when Joe confessed that Joe was proud of Trey. Joe believed that he had given his son the best of himself, so Joe only wanted one thing in return. Joe asked that Trey return to Port Charles to reclaim their birthright. Pretty sure as a parent, you don't ask for something in return for raising your kids well, but okay. Kristina entered the warehouse looking for Trey. Sonny was surprised that Kristina didn't know where Trey was because Sonny had thought that Trey and Kristina had been joined at the hip. Not lately, Kristina admitted. Sonny sensed that something was troubling Kristina, so Kristina claimed that she was worried that Sam and Jason wouldn't find their way back to each other. Sonny assured his daughter that he would help Sam and Jason if he could, but things weren't that simple. Kristina reminded Sonny that Sonny and Kate had managed to work through their problems. Sonny explained that it had been a difficult journey. Sonny appreciated that Sam was hurting and using the anger to hide from the pain. Sonny had been there before, as had Kristina when Kiefer had abused Kristina. Kristina wished that she could make Sam understand that being angry didn't fix things, but Sonny suggested that Sam needed to work that out for herself. Sonny tried to take advantage of his daughter's willingness to talk, but Kristina balked. Kristina decided to leave, so Sonny wondered if it were truly that difficult for her to be alone with him. Sonny had thought that they had started to connect, but Kristina explained that she had only been there to look for Trey. Sonny assured Kristina that he was still her dad and that he missed her. Sonny wanted to spend time with Kristina. Kristina immediately became defensive when Sonny mentioned the show. Sonny and Kristina briefly argued about Trey's intentions towards Kristina until Kristina admitted that a part of her wondered if perhaps Sonny was right when he suggested that Trey only cared about Mob Princess. Kristina confided that she and Trey had seemed to hit it off when they had first met, but Trey had kept her at arm's length since filming for Mob Princess. Sonny was curious what Kristina intended to do about the distance between her and Trey. Kristina was tempted to quit the show, but she feared the show was the only thing that kept her and Trey together. Sunny wondered if Kristina really wanted to be with Trey, if all that Trey cared about was the show. Sunny was afraid that Kristina was doing the show for the wrong reason, and Kristina had thought that she knew what she wanted, but she was no longer sure. Moments later, Trey entered the warehouse looking for Kristina. Kristina wondered where the film crew was. Trey revealed that the show might not be a good idea, so they should rethink proceeding with Mob Princess.
In the apartment, Trey recalled his conversation with his father when Joe had outlined his plan for Trey to marry Kristina to get to Sunny. Trey returned to the present when he heard a knock on the door. It was Kristina. She wanted to know if Mob Princess was really over. Trey invited Kristina into the apartment because he thought she deserved an explanation. She reminded him that she had disrupted her family's lives for the show. Trey admitted that he had decided to pull the plug on the show because his father landed in some trouble. Trey assured Kristina that everything was okay, but it made him realize how easily their fathers could be ripped out of their lives. Trey regretted that he had encouraged Kristina to argue with Sunny for the sake of Mob Princess. Kristina realized that Trey was serious about pulling out of the show, so there was no reason for Trey to remain in town. What if there is a reason for me to stay? Trey asked. Kristina couldn't imagine why Trey would want to remain in Port Charles. He told her. Really? Trey confessed that he liked Kristina because she was smart, funny, and didn't hesitate to call people out on their stuff. He claimed that he hadn't stopped thinking about her since their kiss. Kristina was stunned when Trey admitted that he wanted to pursue a relationship with her. Trey was about to kiss her, but Kristina pulled back because she needed a moment to take it all in. Trey realized that there were plenty of guys lined up to go out with her. Kristina assured him that he was the only man she was interested in. Trey smiled and kissed her. At Trey's apartment, Trey kissed Kristina and then assured her that he had genuine feelings for her. He then suggested that they go to the bedroom right after their second kiss, and Kristina pulled back. She explained that she needed to tell him something, and he was stunned when Kristina admitted that her previous boyfriend had been abusive. They go on about, and she tells him about Kiefer. Trey assured Kristina that she could be at peace, that she could set the pace. Trey assured Kristina that she could set the pace after she confessed that she needed time to learn to trust him. Kristina relaxed because it said a lot about the kind of person Trey was. Kristina wondered what Trey's father would say. Trey was startled by the question, so Kristina reminded him that his father had invested a lot of money into Mob Princess. She feared that Trey's father would not be pleased about Trey's decision to cease production. Trey assured Kristina that his father could write it off. However, Trey was confident that his father would be delighted that Trey had a chance to date someone like Kristina, and she was flattered. Kristina kissed Trey and then left. Afterwards, Joe called. Trey admitted that he was uncomfortable using Kristina to get to Sunny because Kristina was a really nice person who didn't deserve to be used like that. Joe pressured Trey to stick with the plan, so Trey promised to marry Kristina. Outside of Kelly's, Alexis warmly greeted Sam, so they sat down at one of the outside tables to chat. Sam mentioned that the production on Mob Princess had been shut down. Alexis was delighted because it meant that Trey would be leaving town. Sam warned Alexis not to count on it because Kristina had romantic feelings for Trey. Sam revealed that Trey had kept Kristina at arm's length because of the show. Alexis realized that Trey had likely stopped production on the show so he could pursue a relationship with Kristina. Alexis was curious how Sam knew about Kristina and Trey, so Sam confided that Kristina had talked to Sam about Trey when she was asking about Sam and Jason's marriage.
Oh my. The week of August 6th, Trey caught up with Star at the Haunted Star. He had locked himself out of the apartment and wanted to borrow her key. When Trey did not tease her about eating his cereal or make a smart comment, Star wondered what was wrong with him. Trey said that he'd given up Mob Princess because he wanted to have a relationship with Kristina. He told Star that in order for the show to be successful, Sunny would have to be portrayed as a villain, and Trey realized that Kristina would be hurt if that happened. Star did not buy Trey's explanation. She wanted to know what was really going on and told Trey that he could trust her. Trey came clean and told Star that his father was in jail, framed for a crime he had not committed. Trey said that he was having doubts about his father's innocence. Star said that she understood perfectly. She said that Todd had been in jail on more than one occasion. Star added that she also believed her father when he claimed to be innocent. Star said the last time Todd had been in jail, he had sworn to Star that he was innocent, and she had agreed to break him out of custody. But she later found out that Todd had been guilty the whole time. Trey said that his father was not asking him to break the law. He said his dad was asking him to step up in other ways. Trey silently recalled the conversation with his father where Joe Jr. had asked Trey to get close to Kristina and marry her. Star tried to find out what Trey's father wanted him to do, but Trey said that he had already told her too much. Trey asked Star to keep their conversation private. He worried that if Michael knew, Michael would feel compelled to tell Kristina, and Trey did not want Kristina to know about his father. Trey told Star that his dad was his only family. Trey added that his dad was a single parent who had made sacrifices to raise Trey. Trey said that he did not want to let his dad down. Kristina and Alexis enjoyed iced tea and a warm day on the deck of the lake house. Alexis was thrilled to hear that Mob Princess had been abandoned. She was not so thrilled to hear that Trey was staying in Port Charles, most likely to get to know Kristina better. Alexis was surprised to learn that an ambitious guy like Trey was canceling the show. Kristina jumped to the conclusion that Alexis thought that Kristina was a loser who could not get a guy and that Kristina was stupid to believe in Trey. Kristina said that if Alexis did not trust her, she didn't know how she could trust herself. Alexis said that she had been the real reason that she had tried to get Kristina out of town, and she had asked Sonny to intercede to get Kristina into Yale. Alexis said that she was deeply sorry for her actions. Kristina said that it was good to hear an apology, but that Alexis could not protect Kristina from her own life. Kristina said that Trey was a good guy and not an abuser like Kiefer or inappropriate like Ethan. Alexis promised not to question Trey's motives. She asked Kristina what she wanted. Sonny told Dante that Mob Princess had been canceled. Dante kidded Sonny that Sonny's chance at fame was gone. They both laughed, and Sonny said that Trey had tanked the show for Kristina. Sonny said that Trey was a cheap hustler with an agenda who was always working an angle. At the Haunted Star, Star assured Trey that his secret was safe with her. Johnny overheard Star's remark as he walked in, so Sonny wanted to know what they had been talking about. Star and Trey refused to tell Johnny. Trey clarified that he cared about Kristina and considered her a friend. Johnny argued that friends don't take advantage of their friends by exploiting them on reality shows. Trey revealed that he had shut down production of Mob Princess, and Star was confident that Trey had good intentions. A little while later, Milo hauled Trey into Volanito's gym. Trey's hands had been bound behind his back, and a bag had been draped over his head. Milo pulled the bag off and untied Trey's hands as Trey angrily demanded to know why he had been dragged there. Sonny, who patiently sat in a boxing ring as a trainer taped Sonny's hands, explained that the gym catered to serious fighters, so Trey was there to spar with Sonny. Sonny believed that it was the best way to gauge a man's measure. Trey resented being rousted out of bed and taken somewhere against his will with a bag over his head. Sonny asked Milo why Milo had put a bag over Trey's head, and Milo shrugged as he claimed it was a habit. Sonny assured Trey that Trey was free to leave if Trey wasn't interested in proving that Trey wasn't out to use Kristina. Trey didn't see how boxing would prove that, but he accepted the challenge. After Sonny and Trey were fitted with gloves, they hit the ring. Trey pointed out that he had stopped production of Mob Princess, which should have been sufficient proof that he didn't want to exploit Kristina. Sonny argued that Trey might have an ulterior motive. Trey and Sonny continued to spar as they traded words in an attempt to goad each other. Trey was stunned when Sonny mentioned running a background check on Trey. Sonny managed to land a blow to Trey's chin, knocking Trey off his feet. Trey quickly recovered and resumed sparring. Trey insisted that he was serious about Kristina and wanted to marry her. Trey smugly invited Sonny to raise objection. Sonny's temper flared, so he knocked Trey out. A short time later, Kristina arrived. She was horrified when she saw Trey's bruised face. Kristina relaxed when Sonny and Trey assured her that everything was fine. Sonny offered to call Alexis so the four of them could have brunch, and Trey agreed, but then tensed when Sonny suggested that Trey's parents join them.
And I thought that was the perfect place to end it because earlier Sonny said something about punching him out or
yes.
And then also that's just kind of like a nice little, that I feel like that's really the end of the Mob Princess because they didn't go back. I don't think they didn't keep going, but I feel like that's kind of.
Yeah, they didn't start taping again. That was the end of it.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the story of the Mob Princess. And we talked about it on Sunday during the recap that we couldn't remember if anything substantial had really come out of that storyline that like we're still have today. And I still don't think that there is.
No, nothing has.
So we have a fun story to say. Remember when they did that to Kristina?
Exactly. Let's never do that again.
No. Let's not. But I guess join us on Monday as we recap this week's shows.
And have a good weekend.
And Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas. Bye.
Bye. Yeah. Sorry, forgot what came next.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to peer54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Peer 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.